The world is changing. Nations are having to deal with problems that they were never had to deal with before in the past. Communities all around the globe are just struggling to adapt to the challenges that they now face given this new dynamic. People who show signs of illness in the world today are being forced to stay home or really strongly encouraged, whereas those who aren't sick are staying home to try to avoid being sick. These people aren't going anywhere, but they still got to eat. They still have the regular needs on a daily basis. And so a lot of communities are hurting because they haven't been able to adapt to this. So what can be done to help them? Well, I'd like to say that somebody can help by starting a business. Now, my name is Dustin Evie, and I am a former business owner. I am going to share with you my experiences and just a little bit of information on how to start a business and some resources that can help you get started. Starting a business can be a scary experience. It could be a huge source of defeat or your greatest triumph. Business ownership is a wonderful, wonderful thing. And the first step to accomplishing that is to start a business plan. All right, the business plan is essentially the framework or skeleton, essentially a map that guides your business in functioning. Thorough business plan can be the make or break between the success and failure, the complete difference. Now, to go through the key parts of a business plan, we would start off with the executive summary. That's basically the spark notes of the business plan. When somebody looks at that, they can know what your company is and what your goals are. All right, the next part, the description, what you do and how you're different. You don't want to be the same as everyone else. If you provide something, let's say you make tacos, you want to be different from Taco Bell and Taco Bueno. Market analysis, it shows off your research as far as who you're selling to and what your competition is. If you're selling smoothies, how well does Smoothie King sell? And so how can you do better? Organization and management. Are you an LLC, a sole proprietorship? Do you have a partner? If you have employees, how are you making sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do? Service or product line. What need in the community are you filling? All right, everybody will have at least one of these. This is what makes your business. All right, what do you provide that people need? All right, marketing and sales. All right, once you establish what you do that people need, how do you let them know about you? How do they become aware? And also, when they become aware, how do they decide to do business with you? All right, funding requests. How much money do you need to get started? All right, this is very, very important because if you are trying to start a delivery business, you can't just start that with $10. You might have to buy a vehicle, and that could be several $1,000s, plus gas, and the costs start to add up. So you have to have that number in this business plan. All right, the next part, financial projections. When you're conducting business, you need to have a good concept of how you're going to spend money in the future. All right, business plan is a roadmap to let you know where you're going. But also, one other key important part that goes into this is where you're going to do business, the location. Location can make or break your business. You're not going to sell ice to an Eskimo because they don't need it. A good place to do business is in a largely populated city center like New York, but even then it has its flaws. You're not going to sell tractor parts in New York City. Also, regulations are good to keep in mind because here in North Richland Hills, Food and Service has a 16-page regulation, whereas Weatherford has 6. Something to keep in mind. So no matter where you go, there will be resources. There will be people there to help you. The SBA, Small Business Administration, has a large presence all around the nation. Here in Tarrant County, they have small business development centers. And if you don't want to go that route, if you have the means to go private consulting, you have people like Alphanova Consulting. They're easy to find, and they know what they're doing, the people who are experienced with the business. So, given these resources, I feel you should feel confident that you have a starting point for how to start a business. So, build a business plan, figure out where you're going to do business, and ask for help if you need it. These people are wonderful resources. I use them all the time.